So we're hearing reports that if Damian Lillard is traded, all right, that these are the teams that are interested. So let me hear your thoughts down below before we continue today's video. What do you guys think of these teams that are potentially the teams that will be interested in it? So Frank Isola said, Damian Lillard is a big time player, and I think he's going to be on the move. I think he's going to end up in the Eastern Conference. You want to look at the Miami Heat. You want to look at the Atlanta Hawks. You want to look at Philadelphia. You want to look at Toronto. You want to look at the Brooklyn Nets. Kind of like hiccuped right there. So let's talk about it. What team do you think Damian Lillard would go to if he is on the move? And why? So it's like 60 million. So let's be actually responsible with the idea of the Trailblazers salary. So like, let's look at the Trailblazers salary. So you just got to match the 65 million. We're assuming everyone's going to have to match it unless, one of these teams have cap space, which is, potentially they will. Okay. And you look at the Portland Trailblazers. This is a team that currently, the situation is not pretty for them. It is 45 million you only have to get. Now down the road, that will turn into 58 in 2025. So 45, that's actually a really easy thing to match. So let's go first to Atlanta. It would have to be a Trae Young deal because Atlanta wouldn't want to have Damian Lillard and Trae Young next to each other. They're going to definitely try to do a DeJounte Murray, and Damian Lillard. So you assume that straight up would be like Trae Young and AJ Griffin and maybe 2 firsts. Maybe 1 first. Okay. I don't know what the package right there would be, because that's from my sport. But if you do a DeJounte Murray, then a DeJounte Murray deal would probably be like DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins. You could probably just package all those guys together and 3 first-round picks, 2 first-round picks if they were really trying to have a Trae Young, Damian Lillard. But I honestly think it makes more sense for a DeJounte Murray. Now, if you look at Brooklyn, they would obviously want to keep Mikal Bridges to build that. But if you had to give up Mikal Bridges, you probably would do a Mikal Bridges, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Patty Mills with a few first-round picks for Damian Lillard. But if you're able to keep Mikal Bridges, you trade Ben Simmons first off, and then you throw in like Royce O'Neal or Nick Claxton and a few first-round picks if you're Brooklyn. These are all just like kind of like spitballing right here ideas that you can do. Now Miami, a little bit easier. I feel like you definitely would try to get it done with Kyle Lowry. You would probably say, hey, here's Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Nikola Jovic, all right? And that's just one deal, okay? Jovic and Caleb Martin, and then every pick Miami has. Now, another deal you would do is Tyler Hero, all right? And you either do Tyler Hero and Kyle Lowry in a bunch of picks, or Tyler Hero, Caleb Martin, Nikola Jovic. Probably would have to put in Duncan Robinson, and Victor Oladipo is going to accept that player option. I don't know if they would trade him. It's a little harder with Miami, but like it's feasible. You definitely have to include, because they're going to probably try to keep Bam and Jimmy. If they brought in Dame, they would probably try to do the deal around Kyle Lowry. And if they didn't want Kyle Lowry, they would do the deal around Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. That's just my thought. Now, the other teams we've heard are Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a lot easier. You would think they would do a signing trade of James Harden if possible, but if James Harden bounced and they couldn't do that, they would do it around Tobias Harris and probably Tyrese Maxey. I'm sorry, like it'd have to be that. You'd probably do Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, and like Jaden Springer, and then like every pick they have that they can possibly trade. That's what I would, if I'm Portland. I'm like, give me all your freaking picks. Toronto, you would think that supposedly Scotty Barnes is untouchable, but if they were willing to do a Scotty Barnes package, you do a Scotty Barnes package. But if you take off the 40 million for Gary Trent and Fred VanVleet, or if you sign and trade Fred VanVleet and Gary Trent, that's like supposedly Fred VanVleet's getting 30 million and Gary Trent's getting like 20 or something like that. So you technically would be able to mark off 25 million off the books, something like that. So it's weird, but Toronto could do it, doing a Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr. sign and trade, and then you throw in probably like Chris Boucher, Thaddeus Young, and a bunch of other contracts to make that work, if possible. But again, it's such a convoluted situation. We did the Heat, we did the Hawks, we did the Nets, we did the Raptors, we did the Sixers. So yeah, I just don't. I think it'd be hard.